Bruce, you better wait here. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
10 minutes is a long time.
Bruce, you better wait here. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
10 minutes is a long time to be awake.
Let me tell you a little story, one that's so short and sweet. Oh, I never had a good time with love. Luck was always down on me. I wasn't holding on for anybody. I nearly gave up my hope, but then I heard the beat of the drum, and it touches me so lovingly. And it touches me so lovingly. And it touches me so lovingly.
Alright people, how's it going? Welcome to my Sunday live stream. I thought today would be a bit, shorter live stream, maybe an hour or so. But yeah, let's get to it. For those of you newcomers, I'm building a simple abscess tracker using Blitz.js and Chakra UI. And yeah, we've been going strong. This is my 7th live stream, and guys, I'm ticking all of the boxes to becoming a Twitch affiliate, and hopefully this is my last live stream as a Twitch noob. So yeah, let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. So let's try, I don't know, for this live stream, let's try to fix the bug that we have in the request a leave screen. As you can see here, we did some changes into our layouts a few streams ago, and now the whole layout is stretched out. So we need to fix this. Let's jump right in the code and try to fix it. This is the request page. So let's go ahead and find it. I'm gonna clean up the structure a bit. And where are we? Requests, pages, request. Okay, so this is the request page that we see here, and we have the loading screen, and then we have a stack with all of the absence types laid out in front of us. So let's first just try to debug, try to see how's the page structured here. Okay, here's the page actions that we developed in our previous stream, and now we can see that the whole page takes up all of the width that's already available to it. So maybe we should wrap this into into just a little stack, a little box probably. Let's try wrapping it in a box, and then we'll give it a width or just maximum width of, I don't know, 126, if that's even a number. In Chakra, we'll see. It should be okay. That's way too narrow. So let's try, I don't know, 256. Does that make sense? No, we do want more. There we go. About, I don't know, let's just say 500. 512, because we're developers. Yeah, 512 seems okay. If we try to open this on a mobile phone, let's see the responsiveness. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so basically this is another problem that we'll get back to. Let's just see this screen on a mobile phone. Okay, we have the page actions here, and now this is the screen. The maximum width is 512 pixels, but we can see that the width is 335. Can you guys see well? There we go, but we don't want the whole page to be okay. Yeah, 335. Can you guys see? I don't think you can see these tiny blocks. So let me zoom in even more. All right, yeah, I guess that's better. It's a lot better. Yeah. Okay, so that does it. What we should do next is basically have fix the grid. Okay. So inside of the heading grid that we developed, the last streaming, we have this page actions thing. So if we were to go, I don't know, like an iPad, it does make sense. But if we were to go, let's see, I don't know, like an iPhone 8 Plus and flip it, well, that makes sense as well. There must be a use case where we... Oh damn, okay. So what else do we have here? No, that seems to be okay. Let me demonstrate you the issue that we had. So right about here, see, about 562 pixels. This grid is horizontal. There are 2 columns instead of 1. Okay, so that's why the request a leave text is being transferred into 2 rows instead of 1. So maybe what we should do is somehow I don't know, divide this into 2 rows instead. Maybe that could be, you know, that could be the fix. For example, if this is a grid, so let's go to the styles. Instead of 2 rows, let's just make it 1 row, I mean 1 column. And there we have it. But I think we already got that working. So we have the actions. Where are they? Page actions. There we go. Page actions. And yeah, as you can see, we have 2 grids on a medium. So let's just add 1 fraction as the medium and as the small, and then on medium upwards we have 2. So let's reload, and 562 pixels width. Yeah, we should be able to see that the template columns are 1 fractions. 1 fraction of each column takes up 1 fraction. And there we have basically the whole structure will go vertically instead of horizontally. Alright, that does it. We fixed that issue. We fixed this issue, and what should we work next? We have the pending requests here. We have the admin page. We have the absence types, the periods, the absence tracking periods. But let's check out in Prisma because okay, we got the periods here. Okay, and then we have a user in periods. If you guys remember, those of you who watched my last stream, we commented this model out because we didn't have a relation, we didn't have the database set up for our, you know, app. But basically what's the idea behind these absence tracking periods is basically, yeah, this. We have periods starting from July 2020 until July 21st, 2021, right? And with the grace period to be until 31st of December 2021. So basically in this period, me as an employee, I have, I don't know, 20 something days off, right? I have X sick days, I have X vacation days, I have X days off, right? Those are my quota or my capacity, right? And basically within that period, I can use all of my days off, right? So we need to keep track how many I have initially, and every time we create a new absence, we need to subtract those, you know, those days. So that's what's happening here. Those are the absence tracking periods, and we do, I mean, by law in our country, we do have a grace period. For example, it ends in 1st of July 2021, but there's still 6 months after the period ends. You know, you have the ability to use up all of your remaining days off that you didn't use in your previous year. And yeah, that's a bit, I think 6 months in our country, I don't know, that's configurable anyways. But we do have an overlap here. For example, if you see, imagine that we are September 2021, right? So we have the grace periods going from the previous periods, but we still have the new period, right? So if I had 5 days from my previous period, and let's say I have 20 days since 1st of July as my new period, as the new period begins, that means I have 25 days of vacation that I can use, right? Technically. And when we request a new vacation or a new leave, we need to subtract the 5 days that we had from the previous periods, and then all of the remaining from the current period that's going on. That's why I introduced the absence tracking period as a concept, so we can keep track of, you know, basically bundle every employee's days off into you know, link them together. That's the idea behind the absence tracking period, and I guess we can start working on that today. I guess we can start working on it today, and when we actually finish it, that's, I don't know when that actually happens, but when we actually finish it, we need to also add some validation in here, right? For example, if I have 3 days left in my in my whole, you know, previous and current period, that means I cannot I shouldn't be able to request a leave from 5 days because I have only 3 days. So maybe we also need to maybe we also need to handle that to be a better, you know, user experience, actually prevent an error happening. That's a thing, you know. Instead of allowing the user to, I don't know, go crazy and book the whole month and hit the submit button and then wait a few seconds until we process things out and return the result, just to tell the user you can't actually book the whole month because you only have 3 days left from your paid leave, whether that would be a vacation or a sick leave or just an ordinary days off. Okay, but that's just a plan. That's just a future feature that we can implement. But for now, maybe we can start working on the requests, right? The periods, sorry. So if I comment out this model, we have a user ID and the user relation inside of the user in period. Then we have the period ID and periods relation. We have a capacity, right? For example, for this user in this period, we have a capacity of that many days. I guess we could do that. Or, yeah, let's go simple. Maybe we can evolve it later on, because my boss Costa has a different idea of running a cron job and, you know, incrementing. For example, for every 5 working days, something like that. Yeah, for every 5 working days, there's a day off, one more day off for you as an employee until you hit the upper limits, and that would be super professional. I mean, that would be top shelf product right there. But for starters, maybe we can keep track of only how many days left you have at the moment, right? So let's try that. Instead of capacity, let's call this days left. And then we can keep track of all of the absences that are from that user into that period. And if we try to, let me stop my app real quick. If we try to do Blitz DB migrate, if we try to apply this, we'll see a bunch of errors happening, saying that where is it? Let's see. Oh, all migrations are already applied. Okay. Huh. I think there should have been an error, because we are linking the user here, but we don't have any fields inside of the user model that links to that period, right? So I don't know. Let's just try to start our app. Maybe we can see the error. No, everything seems well. Okay, let's go. All right. Okay. Well, in that case, we could try going to the users table, users screen, and when we press on this edits to activate the editing panel, maybe we can try to add a list of all of the periods, right? And then when we have a new ongoing periods like 2020, 2021, we can add the users to that periods. We could definitely try that, or we could try running through all of the users. When we create a new period, run through all of the users and create that user in periods entry. I guess that would be more simpler, that would be more simpler than actually doing that. We could try to change the days left or the capacity. Yeah, but we might run into problems for example, in this case. We have the days left here, right? And let's just say that, I don't know, I have 15 at the moment, right? Then I use 5 days left, 5 days off. That would bring me to 10. So I have 10 more days. And what if someplace in the future my administrator in my company says, look, you've worked 5 more days, right? So instead of 15, you now have 16 days of capacity, right? And that would actually increase my days left from 10 to 16 without having this, without considering that. So maybe we should keep two variables here: how many days are left, and also how big is the user's capacity, right? So let's try that. Instead of just days left, let's introduce a capacity field as well, right? So capacity is 15 and I have 15 days left. Then I use 5 of them, I'll have 10 days left, right? But then in future, if we want to get smooth and increment the days off on a daily basis, then my capacity might increase to 1, so from 15 to 16, with the difference being 1. In that case, in the days left, we can add the difference and it'll become 11, right? Because right now we have the original number. Yeah, that would make sense. Then if for some reason, I don't know, my administrator says, okay, Lazar, we give you 3 more days in your capacity, that means my capacity will become 19, right? The difference would be 3. So on the days left, I'll just add the difference and it'll become 14, right? And then I'll take a 9 days vacation and it'll become 5. But we're still, we're not losing days. I think that's pretty solid, and it's not a complicated thing to do. I mean, whenever we increase the capacity, we find the difference, right, from the old one and the new one. We find the difference and we add it or subtract it to the current days left that the user has. We could definitely do that, but keep in mind, we have a user in period. That means if I belong in 2 periods, and for example, right now it's December the 13th. That means that I have days left, unused days left from last year, but I also have a new fresh batch of days left from this year, from 1st of July 2020. So right now I'm still in the grace period from last year, and until New Year's Eve I can use up all those days, but then I'll be only left with the new batch. So capacity, does every does every period has a different capacity, or does that capacity belong to, you know, is tied to the user, to the employee? And I think it is tied to the employee, but I'm not sure how it's being calculated, right? Because imagine, I don't know, let's imagine a different scenario. Let's write some comments here so we can we do that? No. Let's imagine a different scenario here. It's, I don't know, it's June the 29th, like, I don't know, like 28th of June, right? And my capacity would be, I don't know, 16, right? And then what happens? Then comes, I don't know, July 3rd, right? I'm in a new period now, so capacity 16, days left is, I don't know, 3. Then my capacity goes up to 17, right? Because, I don't know, 5 days went on. Let me just get my font size to, I don't know, 23, so you guys can see better, right? Then my capacity jumps to 17, and my days left would be 17, right? But the capacity from the previous, I don't know, let's see, the period is 2019 to 2020, and on July the 3rd, the period is 2020 to 2021, right? So, in this case, I have 20 days plus 3 from the previous. I have 20 days left that I can use. 3 from my previous and 17 from my new periods. And it's 17, it's not 16, because right at the changing of the periods, we have increased the capacity by 1. Okay, so that means even though we're in the grace period, right? No 2 periods will be running at the same time. So when the new period starts, that period would be the active periods. And if we were to increase the capacity, right? If we were to increase the capacity to the user, we would do so in the latest and the active periods. And this period, the old one, which still, there are still days left. For example, for me to use my 3 days from the previous period, the capacity should not be changed for this employee. I mean, for this period. So I guess that makes sense. I guess it's, you know, it's good enough. Yeah. Yeah, we'll always have one. If we say give me the active periods, like give me the period that's currently running, there will be always 1, not 2, just 1. And that period, if we were to do some capacity incrementations, it will be done into that period, and it will be incremented as long as that period is active. When we create a new period, right? Okay, so let's imagine this. Let's create a new period, right? So first, what we can do is, I don't know, create the actual periods in the absence tracking periods table. Okay. Then what we need to do, loop through all of the users, get their latest periods, right? let's move this below. Get their latest period, and there will be only one. Copy that period's capacity into the new copy and create a new user in period entry, right? So for example, when the 1st of July comes, I will have my capacity would be 16, right? So that would be 16 plus 3 from my older ones. That means I have 19. But then I don't know, July the 3rd comes. That's when I'm eligible to get one more day off, right? Because I have the working days. And that means we're incrementing from 16 to 17, but in what periods? In the currently active period, because the previous one will be not active. So we'll do pretty much that, yeah. Copy the last period's capacity, create a new entry, and then set that capacity to be the new period's capacity. And if we were to increment it, which we can make a little admin panel that can do that, we can, you know, we can definitely do that. Create a little admin panel, probably in the users section here, that will just do so. And that will be applied on the latest, you know, the currently active periods. Okay, so I guess that makes sense. What is going on? The music's... Alright, so we have a days left and we have a capacity. And that would be pretty much it, I think. Am I losing battery? No? Man, this is embarrassing. Alright, doesn't matter. I won't be hearing the music. Only you guys will be hearing the music. Okay, so let's just continue. The user in period. Yeah, I think it's complete. The only thing that we want to do is add some tracking into the user modal. Like, well, give me all of the periods that you've went through, I guess. Yeah, we have this sessions array here. Maybe we could also utilize that into the, because we have the user ID or the period ID. I'm not sure where to begin now. Okay, let's do this. When we are creating a new tracking period, let's run through all of the users and create that, you know, create a new entry for every user, link that entry to the newly created tracking period. Yeah, and as we go through, we could, you know, get into some problems, but we just want to start somewhere. Okay, so absence periods, mutations, create absence periods, and there we got the created at, updated at, and then we create that tracking period, right? So what else do we want to do here? And we want to get all of the users, right? Await db.user.find many without you know, any queries. So we actually find all of the users in the database. We need to fix this someday. We want to support multi-tenancy. But yeah, we have all of the users. Now what we want to do is loop through all of the users, right? Users.map, loop through all of the users and create a new entry into the user in periods. So user in periods equals new user in periods. Do we have that? Can we get that from the DB user in period? No. Okay, probably because the migration didn't happen. So let's just try again. Blitz db migrate. Integer is not null. Name of migration added. Yeah, we do have some errors that we need to fix. Added user in period back. So did it happen? No. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, didn't find a relation for the model user and the field user in period. Yeah. So we actually want to do this. Where is it? Periods. An array of periods, right? I guess that would make sense. If not, we will open up the introducing user in period back. User and user in period. Okay, did not find a relation for model user and field user in periods. Field user in periods. That's not a field, it is a model. Okay, so the user ID from here and references the ID from the user model. That's okay. And then we have a period. The period ID is here, references the ID into the absence tracking period, and that's okay as well. We have the days left and capacity, which they can be null initially, but then this doesn't work. So let's consult the documentation. Now let's just Google that first. Prisma 2 did not find a relation for model and field. Let's see this. Users. Okay. The modified schema that I tried with the alpha version and got the same panic. Okay, so it's been fixed, but this might not be our case. You guys read well, let me just zoom in. You guys, okay, looks good. Just open up Prisma. Okay, but maybe we need to actually fix these guys as well. Relation migration always exists. Create table public. Right, can you see? I guess we do have some problems. Could not receive data from client. Connection reset by peer. We added the periods here, checking the data source for potential data loss. It looks like it's okay. Let's do Blitz DB Studio and let's see what's happening. Oh no, we can actually run the studio because yeah, the same error. So let's run, what was the app called again? Let me try to find it. Postico, yeah, let's try Postico. Days off. There we go. We have the user in period. Okay, user ID, period ID, and that's cool. Let's try the user. We can't see any periods the newly created periods here, as you can see. But then it did complain about the migrations table. Yeah, removed user in period. Maybe we should go back to actually this. Okay, because we keep track of all of the migrations here, as you can see, and the one that we did was 12th of December at 7:23, 7 o'clock. No, 7 o'clock and 23 minutes. This is the schema that we migrated from the last time. Yeah. So maybe we should roll back to the array of dates, basically. 17th of November. Because in this case we have... Oh, we don't actually have the... yeah, we don't have that model anyways. Okay. Added user in periods. And this got accepted. Because we can see the table here, user in period, but then this didn't get accepted. Introducing, because we also added this line here, and we cannot see that in here. Yeah, so let's try to. Did not find the relation for model user and field user in period. Let's go through the documentation real quick. Relations. A relation is a connection between two models in Prisma scheme. For example, there is a one-to-many relation between user and posts. So the user has many posts. That's why we do an array. And the post has an author and author ID. We can see that here. Yeah. The user post relation is made of two relational fields. And that's what we actually did. One user can belong to many tracking periods as they, as they're created. And we have an array of tracking periods in here, but in the user in period. Oh no, wait. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's what it is. Multiple of these. And in this case, we only have one user ID, because this period can only have one user. It cannot have two users. And that's where we keep the absences here, but something is wrong. Okay. Let's see this. There's a user and there's a profile. So the user might or might not have a profile. That's why we have a question mark here. Right? But the profile has a user ID and it's always, it's not optional. So the local field is user ID, and that's it here. That references the ID to this model here, which is the user. And that's exactly what we're doing. But in our case, it's something like a post. Right? For example, the user has multiple posts, and let's say the post is our user in period, and there we go. And the user in period has a author, which is a user. Oh, okay. Well, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, we have a user or author, which is a user, and there it is. The relation fields. There's no. Okay. Maybe we wanna remove these guys. The local fields are author ID, which is an integer that references that. So okay, so let's try that without the names. Maybe that would make any difference. Did not find the, come on. Did not find the relation for model user and field user ID. But we did it pretty much the same. I mean, I'm not sure where we're going wrong in this case. Maybe we should roll back. Let's see if Blitz.js exposes our rollback functionality. BlitzDB migrate. Connect to an existing database and will be a new gateway. Introspect will query the database defined in your schema and automatically generate a complete schema Prisma. No. This is useful in development. If you or someone else messes up your DB or simply want to clean out test data, yeah, this could come in handy. Reset. Okay, but everything else is okay. So let's I don't know, let's do a DB reset. Let's see. We don't have any special data in here, so Blitz DB resets. Are you sure you want to reset and erase all data? Yes. Let's see what happens. We cannot. Column grace period cannot be cast automatically to the timestamp without time zone. What? This is it. Well then, are these guys okay? Then how does grace periods throw the error? Without time zone. What's the version of Prisma? 2.10.2. And what is the latest version? That was Prisma client. Prisma client is 2.13. Okay, let's update it. So maybe, you know, they fixed a bunch of stuff. Just give it a go. All right. So let's see. Let's DB reset. Go ahead. Prisma down on the what? Oh man, this is. Oh no, wait. Actually, maybe we wanna do a Blitz DB migrate. Yeah, actually, we should do a migrate. The current command save doesn't exist in the new version of Prisma migrates. Introspect, migrate dev, preview feature, delete, move, or rename, or otherwise archive this folder. Okay. We have these pushed, so let's try to delete the migrations. If you have Prisma migrations folder, delete, move, rename, or otherwise archive. So this should already be true if you're using previous versions of Prisma migrate. To make sure, introspect your. Okay, so let's do Blitz DB introspect. An error occurred. Every relation info should have a complementary relation info on the offsite relation field. does that mean we need to... Oh, maybe later. Does that mean we need to actually add a field into the absence tracking period? Because as we handle the users, maybe we need to handle the periods as well. No. Hold on, let's I don't know, let's try that. Guys, we're shooting in the dark here, but users in periods, god damn it, the naming is awful. Okay, there you go. Let's do a migration now, because we have something changed. What is this? Alright, so let's just go with Blitz DB migrate def. Was it? No, migrate def preview feature. I think we're missing a lot of stuff in here. So basically from 2.10 to until 2.13 something has changed, and now we cannot use that. What about Blitz? I don't know. Let's see if Blitz.js has an update on their GitHub. Maybe they also updated the 0.27.1. Alright, let's yarn add Blitz. Maybe they'll have an update. God damn it. Fighting with versions here. I'm also getting a headache, which is not cool, but I guess we can fight through it. Alright, Blitz DB migrates. Everything is latest and greatest. Nope, the current command save doesn't exist in the new version of Prism Migrate. Well then, what the hell? Yeah, there it is, Blitz.js. Let's see if somebody fixed it. New version of their Prism Migrate tool today, which seem to have the breaking changes seen already 5 days ago. That's very fresh. Switching back to 12. Yeah, so they don't actually have the fix. So let's just go back to Prisma being 2.12. Yarn install again, and let's try to make things work. Okay, Blitz DB migrate. Okay, let's see now. There are more migrations in the database than locally. Okay, yeah, because we deleted the local migrations, but we forgot to actually dump the whole migration table. So let's just get rid of these. Save the changes, yes please. Could not say poor did not affect the expected number of rows. Man, what? Let's just go ahead and delete this whole table. Foreign keys. Just dump everything. Alright, let's try to migrate another. Name of migration. Okay, adding, no, making it work. I don't even care how we name our migrations now. There's another relation migration already exists, and I have no idea where that resides. And there's a grace period again, cannot be cast automatically to timestamp without time zone, but the same type is to the created at, the updated from and to, so I'm not sure why grace period is unacceptable, but the others are. But I guess we actually did something. We actually create something. Okay, we got the migration here. Oh, but now we're missing the user in periods. as we can see, there's no user in period table. We have the tracking periods, we have everything, but where is our Let's try to search for that as well. I mean, this is all a trial and error way of developing stuff. Okay, let's see. To anyone finding this question on Google, when trying to convert an integer column to a timestamp, but we're not trying to convert an integer to a timestamp actually. Okay, so basically this is the thing that Prisma also told us to do. As you can see here, using grace period with time zone. So let's see. Alter table, absence tracking period, alter column, grace period, type timestamp with time zone using grace period, timestamp 3, okay, without time zone. So basically this is actually the statement that we need to run. Is active. Okay, let's try to run this in postcode. Okay, execute. Okay, well that's what we're trying to do here. Well, I guess we do need to run this. Let's just fix the what is the absence relation absence tracking period does not exist. Alter table, there it is. There it is. There's the grace period. Okay, so all right, so we have the grace period is integer, guys. See, there's the error. So the from and to are timestamp without time zone, but the grace period is an integer. But the grace period is an integer, and that's the actual issue here. So we need to basically make this, yeah. So the absence tracking periods table is just, let's recreate that. You know what, let's just get rid of all of the tables. What do you think? All right, and start fresh. We don't have any data left in it anyways, so let's go fresh. Okay, reload, there we go. Okay, user in period as well. Let's check out the grace period. Amazing. All right, yeah, this, I think this, the issue was because initially the grace period was set to be an integer, like how many months, but then I thought, you know, let's just get it back to a timestamp, so it makes more sense. Alright, and then we have the user in period. We have these nicely done constraints and links. Alright, yarn starts. Let's get it up. Let's get it up and running, and let's see if everything is well. For the most part, let's also do Blitz DB Studio. If that thing starts, then we are, yeah, awesome. Awesome. So let's get back to localhost 3000. Let's log in again, and internal server error also. Awesome. Let's reload it, but also check out what the issue was. Name of undefined. Cannot read property name of undefined. Dot name, everything. Is this the thing? That shouldn't be. Maybe profile is. Let's try that again. Not even sure if it gets up to here. So this is not the case. Let's try this again. If this doesn't work, then goddamn, we're gonna have to stop the streaming. Yeah, I have no clue what this is. I need to pop the hood and see what's up. And the worst thing about it is I cannot add a breakpoint and then go through the whole, you know, process line by line, because BlitzDB doesn't support debugging at the moment. Or maybe they did, I don't know. Let's not try. I mean, because everything else is I mean, I never had problems with this. Goddamn, everything happens when you least expect it to. So super cool, man. God damn it. Log in, nope. Right, let's do some console logs. I'm here. Let's see if that line. Alright, so that line doesn't even get executed. So that means we're not even trying to authenticate using the Google strategy. Okay, login, API of authentication, Google. So that would be this, I guess, because there are no different pages. Volume dot. It's a Docker variable. Pages, nope. Yeah, it must be this then. It must be this, and then we have the authentication, which returns a new passports authentication object that accepts the request and the response and returns a whole Google strategy with its environmental variables, but then it says name of undefined, and we don't actually use except here, but as we saw, the line doesn't even get executed. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna stop the streaming for now. I mean, I'll try to fix this on my own time. I don't want to bother you guys about it, so this feels like a really unproductive way to resolve the problems, because I need to focus better and also have a headache. So goddamn. Okay, so yeah, well, at least we fixed some bugs. We produced new ones. We fixed a few. We produced one, more bugs. But yeah, that's the way it is. Okay. So just want to remind you guys, on Twitter I posted a poll, and you can see it on my profile at Nikolov Lazar. I'm basically thinking about introducing some new topics into my live streams where we could do some web design stuff, not full stack app development, but just tiny, shorter web design streams, because I guess that would be more interesting than just building a whole app from nothing, which takes a lot of time. So I thought to spruce things up, and yeah, I'm gonna paste the link if you guys have, if you guys want to help me out and pick the actual technology. Right now Webflow is leading, but yeah, I want to give a fair chance to both technologies, and yeah, please do that. There are 3 days left for the poll to end, and yeah, let's do something different. Let's start doing something different, maybe this time as a web design from the UI designer perspective. So let's try to let's try to design some websites, but with little or no code usage. So no CSS, little or no CSS basically. So that would be a good challenge to use it as a live streaming topic. And yeah, okay guys, I'm gonna call it a day now, and I guess I'll see you next time. All right, ciao.